It's been a long 4 months, but the WNBA Playoffs are finally here, and they're setting up to be an elite one. With teams like the Dallas Wings on fire, the Seattle Storm with personal reasons to give it their all, and potential for a new dynasty to be born, everything is on the line. So to get ourselves warmed up for some high-intensity basketball, I thought I'd make a fun prediction video for the postseason about some things that may go down over the next few weeks. So in today's video, I'll be sharing my 4 bold predictions for the 2022 WNBA Playoffs with reasoning behind them. For those who don't know, a bold prediction is a statement that may sound outlandish, but there is a possibility it does come true, which makes it bold. So if some of these do sound crazy, it's intentional. They are meant to seem a bit unlikely. However, I will still try to keep them somewhat realistic. I won't be out here suggesting that the Dream are going to win it all. Anyway, with that all cleared up, let's jump right into these bold predictions, and also be sure to drop some of your own bold predictions for the playoffs down below in the comments too. Anyway, let's get right into this. Number 1. The Chicago Sky sweep their way to the finals. It's hard to imagine anyone beating the Sky in a 3 or 5 game series right now, and as I write this script, they'll be entering the postseason on one of the best 10 game win streaks out of anyone in the comp, winning 7 of their last 10 games. That's why I have them not even dropping a game until the finals, and honestly, it wouldn't shock me if they cruise to a series win there too. The Sky have just been so dominant all year. They've got unbelievable depth in all departments, whether it's scoring with Kalia Copper, Candace Parker, or Azuri Stevens, playmaking with Vandersloot, shooting with Ali Quigley, or defense with Mieserman. You name it, the Sky are loaded in all areas. This team is obviously as experienced as anyone else too, featuring several champs from last season. Last year, they had to fight through a ton of adversity to win the W's ultimate crown, but this year, I don't imagine it being so difficult. But even then, their understanding of the difficulties that it takes to win the chip will keep them in check. They know teams will be looking up to them, ready to pounce on their mistakes, because they were the squad to do that to the big guns like Connecticut last season. Ultimately, the Sky are just too good across the board to be matched by anyone below the 4th seed. And it's why I have them winning 5 straight games to waltz their way to a consecutive finals appearance in 2022. Number 2. The Dallas Wings upset their first round matchup as the 6th seed. I'll go into more depth and into the logistics of all of this in my next video, where I predict the full first round and break down all the matchups, etc. But I can genuinely see the Wings upsetting whoever the 3rd seed is as a 6th seed this season. As of right now, that'll likely be Connecticut, but I am pre-recording this video to the end of the season because I need to manage my university requirements as well, so things may change by the time this video is out. Regardless, even if it isn't the Sun who Dallas end up playing, I have a lot of faith in them to break a playoff win drought. Aside from the Sky, the Wings may just be the hottest team in the league right now, with Marina Mabrey having some major breakout games as they round the year off. Dallas have finished above 500 for the first time since they left Tulsa, indicating they're heading in the right direction with this core. Focusing on the potential matchup with the Sun, Dallas played Connecticut 3 times this season and won 2 of those games, the second one being just recently back in July. In those games that they won, the Wings spaced the floor really well, bringing out key rim protectors from Connecticut out onto the perimeter, like Jonquel Jones, reducing their defensive impact. This opened up the floor immensely for the Wings, allowing them to cut into the paint freely for easy lay-ins, and also having the room to drive and kick, where they were able to regularly make some threes to keep the Suns on their toes. What's so helpful for the Wings is that they have so many X factors on this team, especially with the recent news that Arike Ogunbowale will miss the first round with an abdominal injury. Marina Mabrey has taken on a bigger scoring role this season and has been instrumental in Dallas' success lately. Tiara McCowan, Alicia Gray, Kayla Thornton, etc. have all contributed consistently as well, and it shows. Just the other week, Dallas beat the Sky without Ogunbowale, whilst playing in Chicago too, which has been by far the hardest place to play on the road this year, so I don't think they'll struggle without her. Everyone just seems to step up when they need to. So to me, the Wings are legit. While they may be a year or two away still from being a legitimate championship contender, I think for this season, they certainly can break the drought and get their first playoff series win as a franchise since moving to Dallas in 2016. Number 3. Vintage Sue Bird makes a return and has a 25-point game. It's the last dance for Sue Bird, and with a championship on the horizon to cap off what has been arguably the greatest women's basketball career in terms of winning, everyone on the Storm will be willing to throw themselves at everything to send her off well. That includes Sue Bird herself, and with some flashes during the season of a potentially big scoring night, for example, she scored 17 points against the Sun back in June, I think with the right opportunity and against the right team, we could see Bird have a big game. In last year's playoffs, Bird stepped up to the plate for the Storm in their first round loss to the Mercury, scoring 16 points on just 8 shots and dishing out 5 assists. While it is a bit unlikely for her to near double that, and who knows how the Storm end up wanting to use Bird in the playoffs and what kind of minutes she'll get, I still think that if the opportunity presents itself, there is no doubt in my mind that Sue Bird will make a statement to round out her illustrious WNBA career. Number 4. A'ja Wilson and Kelsey Plum average a combined 50 points per game during the playoffs. The Las Vegas Aces have been on the heels of Chicago all season as the championship favourite, and it's been thanks to some MVP caliber seasons from both A'ja Wilson and Kelsey Plum. A'ja Wilson has averaged borderline 20 points per game this season, stepping up in the wake of Kane Bager's departure in free agency. To go along with that, she's been dominating on the glass, averaging nearly 10 rebounds a game. As for Kelsey Plum, this has been by far the best season of her career. After winning the 6th Woman of the Year last season, Plum has taken it to another extraordinary level, also averaging just under 20 points per game on incredible efficiency of 45% from the field and 41% from 3. The improvement from Kelsey has been absurd, and means she deservingly belongs in the MVP conversation, even if she ultimately doesn't end up winning it. What I'm trying to lead into here is that while these two have been so dominant together during this past regular season, they are known for taking it to another level in the playoffs, and I think they'll be even better than their current level of play. Kelsey averaged 19.6 points per game in last year's playoffs, whereas in the regular season, she averaged just 14. And while I'm writing this, she's just scored 25 points against the Chicago Sky to tie them in record with 1 game to go in the regular season. Both teams currently sitting at 25-10. A'ja Wilson also regularly brings her A game to the playoffs too. She was instrumental in their 2020 finals run. So that's why I'm ultimately not putting it past them to take it up yet another ridiculous notch and potentially bring Las Vegas home their first ever WNBA championship by combining to be the highest scoring duo in WNBA playoffs history. As we know, in the postseason, the game tends to slow down, and both Kelsey Plum and A'ja Wilson are so dominant in the half court. While there are a lot of other solid scoring options on this team, I think with the coaching of Becky Hammon, Wilson and Plum will be maximized to their absolute best. And that's why I think they can combine to average 50 points per game during the playoffs. But those are all my bold predictions for the upcoming 2022 WNBA playoffs. What do you guys think of this? Do you agree with my predictions? Will they happen in your opinion, or are they a bit too outrageous? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below, and again, be sure to drop some of your own bold predictions down there too. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. But with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.